Hey guys, welcome back to Coin Knowledge. Today I want to look at three individual gaming projects in the gaming narrative, gaming sector that are similar in market cap right now that I really do think are undervalued and entering some pretty decent support levels for a potential entry point if you've been looking on one in these respective projects. And as always, nothing I say in this video is financial advice, just giving you guys my opinion on what I'm looking at right now in the markets. So if you guys get value out of content like this and you get value out of being updated in the gaming sector, consider subscribing to the channel and liking the videos. Your support means everything. So if you take a look at gaming right now, obviously we can actually see that some stuff in the gaming sector over the 7-day is kind of bouncing a little, not a lot. I mean, we're seeing that Bitcoin hovering around that 60K mark, so the markets are kind of stagnant a little bit. Everyone's kind of getting shaken out right now, but that's the biggest thing that we'll capitalize on this video. And what I have been saying on a lot of the videos here recently during this market downward sideways action is don't get shaken out. If anything, if you have high conviction, if you're here, for the actual bull run, the actual altcoin that I think still has yet to occur, because again, I always say that I don't think we've seen anything yet, then this is the time you should be adding to your positions, DCing into the quality projects on your portfolio, on your watch list, not running away, not selling out of losers into winners, or chasing green candles. That is not the time for any of that. So again, when we look throughout the gaming sector, we can see that there's a little bit of green for the most part, though things are just staying sideways, if not dipping. So I want to look at three individual projects today. We've talked about all three of these on this channel in the past so many times now, and all three of them just so happen to be around a 65 to 70 million dollar market cap right now on the circulating side. So the first one's going to be Myria Games. If you take a look at Myria, what it is, if you're not familiar, Myria to me, and I've said this for the longest time now, and I'm not the only one obviously that thinks this way, but Myria to me is the gala games of this cycle. I think Myria is really going to perform quite well this cycle because one, they have so many things going on in the ecosystem. I mean, they have, I think it's like over 150, 200 games coming to their platform to build on. They have major games like Cricket 360, their MetaRush game being built in house that you play on Mira games that developers are using or choosing to build on. They have their Ethereum L2, so they have their L2 blockchain that they're building out here as well. That I believe will pretty much be gasless, free transactions as well. They have nodes in their ecosystem. Obviously, if you're a game developer, there's a lot of tools you can take part of, like SDKs, marketplace, onboarding, stuff like that. Have quite impressive numbers also, and they have a docs team, and they've been around for quite a while. So what I mean by that is that if we look at the alt chart, this thing launched at the beginning of 2023, and I was telling you guys, hey, this is a great project. We were accumulating throughout the bear market, although it was pretty bad as far as dilution goes back then. But now, since a lot of the dilution actually has occurred for the most part within the last 6 months, 6 to 12 months, we can see that there's 41% of the supply currently out. Now, it's important because a lot of newer, shiny gaming altcoins that have launched recently this year, whereas, yes, they're new, they're shiny, a lot of them have good products too, but if you look at their market cap, dilution between the circulating and the fully diluted, and what I mean is how much of the supply is currently out and circulating, a lot of them actually fall beneath like 5%, which is insane, which leads them to have 10, 15x in dilution between now and the end of 2025 alone. Pretty horrendous. Whereas if you look at something like Myria, that has been out for a while, but really not that long, 2023, and hasn't seen a bull market yet, and is a quality project platform in the gaming space, offers everything that Gala Games did last cycle and a little bit more, in my opinion. And the fact that they have 41% of their supply out. I mean, Mira is looking at barely a 2x in dilution between now and the end of 2025. So as far as dilution goes, very minimal. And in the gaming sector, almost obsolete. So again, that's worth making a note of. If you take a look at where Mira got to, this thing got up to about a penny, 0.018 was the all-time highs for Mira. If we look at that, we're about 81% down right now from the all-time highs. Pretty insane. So again, we always have to ask ourselves, do we think that the project's going to get back to its previous all-time highs this cycle? Well, I think so. I'm not shocked. I wouldn't be shocked to see that at all. Now, if we look at where that would have put us, we saw Mira got up to over a $200 million market cap. Obviously, right now that is, you know, maybe like a 5x away from here as far as price market cap goes. Roughly, very, very roughly, obviously, 4 to 5x. And I think that Myria is going to get there, no problem. I think Myria will go to multiple billions this cycle. I mean, we have big influencers like Alex Becker and others talking about Myria, whenever they do come out and make their videos. Myria is a quality project. They have constant updates coming out on their Twitter. So, they have more updates going on here. They post about all the different games that's coming to their ecosystem. Their Meta Rush game is actually launching, I believe, this summer, which looks pretty cool, and that's a game being built in-house. Obviously, they have 360 Cricket, which is actually being pushed by a huge, real-world cricket player. I think one of the best ones. And again, their team's always active as well. Meta Rush actually looks kind of like a fun game, so that could be a big proponent for them, especially since they're building it in-house at Myria Studios. So again, Myria to me, I think if we compare it to Gala Games, which Gala Games got to $5 billion circulating market cap wise last cycle. So if Myria does even half that with all the money, tripling money inflow this cycle, the usual. If it gets to even half that, which is a $2.5 billion market cap, that's still roughly like a 40 to 50x from today's prices. I don't think that's crazy to think about if we think gaming is going to be as big as some of us do think, and if gaming is going to be a hot narrative this cycle, which I do believe it will when we have more catalysts launching coming in the future. Obviously, gaming has kind of been on the back burner since last year, and we'll talk about this briefly in this video since we always talk about it. Anyways, it should be obvious if you've been following the space, gaming has been on a back burner since the end of 2023, and then we saw AI, RWA, now memes take center stage. So, but I do think, narratives do just come and go, and, they pump at different times in crypto, is just the name of the game. So I think gaming will have its time again. Just right now, everything is being outshined, even AI over, memes. Memes have really been hot recently. So, which means these are the times you want to look at these levels in DCA at these levels if you have conviction, if you think, again, that we're going to go higher again. But I will say the last time we saw these prices for Myria was right before its insane run, and I think that Myria is still primed to do some numbers this cycle. So I'm excited for Myria, and that's token number 1 and where I think Myria could potentially go and why I'm excited on them. And as always, let me know in the comments below you guys' thoughts on any of these projects today, or if there's others in the space that you think is going to do well. Let me know your predictions. Let me know why you think the way you do. I'm always curious to talk to you guys in the comments below. And the next one should be no surprise. It's Carrot. I mean, let's be real here. I think I've made it very, very clear, very, very well known on this channel that Carrot is one of my highest, if not my highest conviction play in the gaming sector currently for this cycle. And if we take a look at it's only been out for less than a year, so let's go 1 year here. It's a pretty healthy looking chart, actually. We saw Carrot go up to like $1.28, I want to say, for Carrot. So yeah, $1.27. So it's 46% corrected from that highs. And it's not even been that long ago. So at 67 cents, 68 cents, at a sub $70 million market cap, I think for what Carrot has going on, the fact that they touch on gaming and AI, so two of the hottest sectors and narratives that are going to get pushed this cycle, pretty insane. They have insane backers. I mean, we're looking at backers like Disney, Pixar, and multiple other backers as well. They have great exchange listings, the best out of all the projects listed today. I mean, they came out the gate with a Coinbase listing, Get.io, KuCoin, Crypto.com. The only thing they're missing, I think, is Binance, which I think could potentially come, but time will tell. And again, they're getting out there. They're going to places or posting about their game, what they're building with their AMGI studios. They have like this face recognition or motion capture stuff that they're building out, which is pretty cool. I've played the game, by the way, and I've posted about it on this channel. It's gameplay videos on the channel. Game's solid. Game's actually really fun. They have, insane partnerships like Mad Engine. I think it was Palantir, NVIDIA. So, yeah, huge partnerships, actual real-world companies. And again, I can't say enough bullish things about Carrot. They do have 10% of their supply currently out right now circulating, but they don't have any unlocks until October of this year, and then even past that, it's actually very favorable to retail investors until the end of 2025. So not a whole lot of dilution will be occurring within Carrot. Again, when you compare it to other gaming TGEs in the space and altcoins that have a 10, 15x dilution that are not on the same caliber as far as quality goes for these projects. That's what we're comparing these to. It's unfair to compare it to projects in other sectors that don't have any dilution, whereas in gaming, a 10x seems like it's completely normal now. But I'm not okay with a 10x dilution between now and the end of 2025. If you plan to hold long term for those times, obviously you can short swing trade some things, but all these projects today for me are long term holds, and that's where I stand there. But Carrot, again, another one that I think will go to billions in circulating market cap. That's my prediction there. Obviously, I don't have an exact number, but that's my conviction level. I think it will go there. Again, same kind of thing. We have major influencers like Elio Trades, Alex Becker, even all these, Neo Tokyo, all these big influencers pushing Carrot and its quality. And again, it's touching on gaming and AI. You can play the game on Epic Games. It's completely free to play it. It's in early access, so the game isn't fully officially out. But when it does fully officially release, that could be a huge catalyst for Carrot. So again, time will tell, but I really like Carrot, and I think another project that is at a great level for an entry point if you've been waiting on one. Could it go lower? Could any of these go lower? Yes, I'm sure they could. Do I see them going much lower? If so, not really. They're showing pretty good support, so Carrot being included. So that's the second one, Carrot. So far we have Myria and Carrot. The next one is Heroes of Mavia. Now, I like Heroes of Mavia so much because we've been covering it since, the bear market. I think it was May 2022, maybe around there, we first covered Heroes of Mavia. And obviously their token hasn't been out that long, but they've been building their project that long. And we saw this thing launch at, around these levels on the open market. Obviously it shot up quick and then went up to about $10, and then it has retraced heavily now. Now this thing got up to a $300 million market cap. So I think Heroes of Mavia will get to its previous all-time highs again. Now, one thing I want to point out for Heroes of Mavia is that it is a base game. What I mean by that is that they're building on the base chain. I think projects that are building on base are going to be hot this cycle because obviously Coinbase is going to push a base. Coinbase is probably the biggest normie exchange. It's very easy to use. Obviously, Base is a new hot L1 coming out, or L2, whatever. It's a new blockchain coming out this cycle. It's already out. You can use it, but they don't have their token. So potentially when the base token does launch, if there's airdrops, could be a huge liquidity injection into the base ecosystem. So people are going to be looking for high quality projects on the base chain whenever they get that free money, potentially. Again, this is all speculation, but I think Heroes of Mavia is one of the most quality mobile games in the space. If you're not familiar with what Heroes of Mavia is, if you're familiar with what Clash of Clans is, that's essentially what Heroes of Mavia took heavy inspiration from. Again, it's more of like a base builder mobile game. Again, free to play. You can play it on your Android, iOS. You can get on there, play it. Have good partnerships as well. Again, they've been building for a long time. They also put out huge, partnership or updates all the time. We've covered this. They have a phase 2 coming out, which is introducing an actual earning potential or earning mechanism in the game. They have new listings. They have new updates coming to the game. People are, other influencers are talking about the game. I have the game on my phone. I play it occasionally, just stack up my rubies, which is, again, completely free to earn, free to play. So we'll see what happens there. But I do think Heroes of Mavia is going to get back to its previous all-time highs. And yes, they have 14% of the supply out, but they really, for the most part, don't have any dilution between now and the end of February of 2025, I believe, or February 2025. They've halted pretty much all their dilution. It was like 80%, but really essentially no dilution between now and February 2025, which if we have a gaming run towards the end of this year with off the grid potentially, that would mean that there'd be no dilution for Heroes of Mavia for, a potential gaming run later this year. We'll see though, but that is something worth mentioning. And again, the fact that it's on base, I think, is a bullish aspect. I think that was smart of them to choose base to launch their game on when they chose their L2. So, smart decision. And I think as far as mobile games go, I think Heroes of Mavia probably has the most daily active users or player base or downloads, I believe. I could be wrong there. It's been a while since I've kind of compared that across all the other mobile gaming projects in the space. But Heroes of Mavia is quality. By Scry Studios. Very, very quality there. So I think Heroes of Mavia at the market cap it's at right now is a steal. Again, another project where it could go lower. Sure. Do I see it going much lower? No, not really, personally. If you've been waiting for an entry point, this is one of those projects where if you've been waiting, again, nothing has to do with financial advice, but if you have been waiting, if you don't have a position, if you're wanting to take one, I wouldn't get too greedy here. I would start DCAing if you want to. Again, not financial advice. I do hold all three of these projects in my portfolio. Again, I've been very open about that every time we talk about them and other videos, so no problem saying that. But I don't think it'll go much lower if it does from here. So here's Mavia is definitely one that I'm stacking. So as a recap, we have here's Mavia, we have Carrot, we have Myria. These are the three in the around $70 million market cap that I really am stacking right now. I'm DCAing. I expect huge numbers out of all three of these. All three of these projects, in my opinion, have the potential to go well over $1 billion in market cap. So if they do that, if all three of them do that, obviously all three of them might not do it, or all three of them might exceed that. Who knows? But even for them to get to $1 billion would be about a 15x from here for each individual project if they each do that. But I don't see why all three of them couldn't. Again, Myria is building out essentially a better version of Gala Games from the last cycle, this cycle, and they've been around. The dilution is very minimal. Carrot, with the insane backers that they have in the working product, one of the best games in the space right now. And they have a healthy chart and really, again, no unlocks until October. I don't see why they couldn't do that either. And they touch on gaming and AI. Here's a Mavia. Again, no dilution between now and at least February of 2025. And one of the top mobile games in the space. I think mobile gaming is going to be hot. They're also building on base, and they have a good player base. A lot of updates, good daily volume. I don't see why Heroes of Mavia couldn't do that either. But again, guys, these are just my opinions on these three projects. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think of these three projects? Do you think they are going to perform, not perform? Are there others that you would have put in their place, again, around similar market cap, that you think is going to outperform these projects in the gaming space? Let me know. Let's talk about it. If you guys want to get into a community where you can ask questions and talk to others about different projects in the space, consider getting into the free Discord linked in the description below. Really appreciate all you guys that get in there. I get to talk to you guys, a little bit more frequently than YouTube, or you can just comment on the YouTube videos. I try to answer all you guys' comments, and I really appreciate it when you guys do. It means a lot. And otherwise, thank you for watching the video. Again, really appreciate it. If you guys can like the video, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, see you guys.